Blue lights on. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Malika. You're here today in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today we're going to determine if there's probable cause and set your bond amount. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything is being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero and Mr. Forberick from the Public Defender's Office here today. Mr. Forberick is here in the courtroom with me. Mr. Romero is at the main jail. We have Mr. Eric Linder from the State Attorney's Office. All right, we have law enforcement here. Is that on Keyshawn Reeves?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, come on up. You can step up to the podium. Okay, Mr. Reeves, good afternoon, sir. You have grand theft of a firearm, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is used, display, etc. weapon during a felony. Under indictment, that is a $5,000 bond. Count 3 is trafficking in heroin between 4 and 14 grams, $75,000 bond. Count 4. Are you waiting to tell me something?
Well, I just want to let you know for count 3, and I don't know if you want to hear testimony from Detective Gordon first, but and it's actually mentioned in the report, her intent was that count 3 be armed trafficking in heroin.
Okay. So count 3 is armed trafficking?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a no bond hold?
It's a punishable by life offense.
So NB. All right, so it's a no bond hold. We'll talk about that in a moment. So that's count 3. Just to make it clear, it's armed trafficking in heroin for between 4 and 14 grams. Count 4 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine. $2,500 bond. Count 5 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver methamphetamines. $2,500 bond. Count 6 is possession of lorazepam, which is Ativan, $1,000 bond. Count 7 is possession of fentanyl, $1,000 bond. Count 8 is possess and or use drug paraphernalia, $100 bond. Count 9 is armed trafficking between 14 and 25 grams or 28 grams. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 2 armed traffickings. Count 10 is a probation violation. You are going to be held no bond. Is that a 94806?
It is.
Okay.
And Your Honor, also on count 2,
sure.
And I spoke to Detective Gordon, I'm going to have no objection to the court finding no PC at this time. First of all, he's not under indictment, and frankly, the using, displaying firearm during a felony, it's really subsumed by the 2 armed traffickings.
All right, so I'm just going to do ROR on count 2.
That's fine.
No PC per state and defense. I'm sure you have no objection.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so you also, one other thing, final thing, and then I'll ask the state. You do have a hearing tomorrow before Judge Siegel on October 18th at 8 a.m. Court does find probable cause.
And Your Honor, I'm going to be seeking a no bond hold on counts 3 and 9. I just would like to provide some testimony from Detective Gordon before making such a request.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. Put your hand down. Tell me your first and last name, who you're employed with, and what capacity.
Andrea Gordon, the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Detective.
Good afternoon, Detective Gordon. How long have you been a detective with the Broward Sheriff's Office?
Since January 2008.
And I'd like to direct your attention to October 16th of this year. What were you doing on that date at approximately between 6 and 7 in the morning?
Shift started at 7 a.m.
What were you doing around 7 a.m. on that day?
I met with probation officers for the Department of Corrections to assist them with security at a administrative search of the defendant's residence.
Okay, and then did there come a time when you initiated investigation of the defendant for the charges he has stands before the court on today?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'd like you to clarify for the court. You make references in your report that his bedroom is in the garage of this home, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Could you clarify just for the court where the alleged drugs and gun were found in the home?
In the garage.
Okay.
And you were advised by both Mr. Reeves and his mother that he lives in the garage?
Yes.
I'd like to direct your attention to the alleged gun you found and the methamphetamine and heroin that you found. Could you please tell the court approximately how much distance was there between where was the firearm found?
Firearm was underneath the mattress.
Okay, and where was the...
In the garage?
In the garage, yes, ma'am.
And where was the heroin found?
The heroin, there were 2 different areas where narcotics were located. There was a bunch located in the dresser, which is just to the right of the bed, and there were several more items of narcotics located in a luggage that was just at the end of the bed. So
Okay.
if you sat at the end of the corner of the bed, you could, I guess, have access to both within arms.
And would you say it would still be within where the gun was? Would someone still have access to where the drugs were found?
Yes, the firearm was actually located towards the end of the mattress at the corner between. There are photos and evidence, ma'am. It's right at the end of the bed, and if you sat right at the end of the bed, you can essentially almost touch both at the same time where they were located.
And did there come a time where you took a statement from Mr. Reeves?
He was read his Miranda rights on scene by another deputy, and he acknowledged what they were, and throughout the investigation, he was spoken to.
He meaning?
The defendant, Mr. Reeves.
Okay, just wanted to make it clear for the rest.
Absolutely.
And did he admit possession and control of the drugs that were found?
He admitted he knew they were there. He also stated he knew that the firearm was there. He said he would take possession of said firearm, said he was holding it for someone.
Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time. Your Honor, now I would be seeking a no bond hold on counts 3 and 9 upon a finding of proof evident or presumption great based on the affidavit and Detective Gordon's testimony. Your Honor, I believe you have enough evidence to make such a determination. It is clear that the room where the drugs and gun were found is his bedroom. He has dominion and control over that room. He admitted it's his room. His mother told law enforcement it's his room. The gun was found in proximity to the drugs. He admitted possession and control of the gun and the drugs. Your Honor, I think that's enough for the court to make a finding of constructive possession of the firearm and the drugs, which also under the law would satisfy armed trafficking. And as far as the weight of the evidence, he made a confession of such that he acknowledged that the gun, he was aware the gun and the drugs were present in his room that he had dominion and control of.
Okay, so you're asking for proof evident presumption great on 3 and 9?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, defense?
Judge, I have no objection to probable cause. However, I would argue that to find proof evident presumption great, that, and I understand that the deputy is here this afternoon and testified. There's other facts that I'm sure the court doesn't know about. It's the highest burden that we have in the criminal justice system. Based merely on the information provided to the court today, I don't believe there's enough for the court to determine proof evident presumption great. Based on that, I would ask the court not to find proof evident presumption great. Should the court find proof evident presumption great, I would ask the court to use its discretion in setting a bond.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Reeves, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit in your case, and I've heard the testimony of Detective Gordon. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I find probable cause. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, on the armed trafficking and heroin, 4 grams, less 14 grams, and the armed trafficking methamphetamine between 14 and 28 grams, the court is going to hold you without bond pending further order of court. This order serves without prejudice for you to file a motion to set bond with your assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur. Now, what are we doing with the other counts here?
Your Honor, in light of the no bond holds on the 2 armed traffickings and the no bond VOP hold, I'd ask that the court keep the other standard bonds in place.
Right, the court is gonna leave all the bonds in place except for count 8. I'll make it $1 so he gets gain time. So we'll leave all the other ones in place. On counts 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Court's gonna do a GPS level 2. I know he's not allowed to. He's a convicted felon. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, sir. I'm going to do a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Pardon? No bond on 3 and 9. Okay? Thank you.
Judge, it's a no bond on 3 as well?
3 and 9 is no bond.
3 is, I believe it's a bondable.
No, it's armed trafficking.
Okay, of heroin. On my docket,
Yes.
it just shows it simply as a trafficking in heroin.
No, that's what Mr. Linder was saying in the beginning.
Okay,
When I was reading his charges, it's armed trafficking.
okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Bye. Yes, on count 2. I have it right here. So remove 2 then. Yeah, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is what I have.
Right, that's what I have on the order.
Oh, okay. Okay. You don't have to ask. You just throw it.
Thank you. He needed an address. I talked to Randy at first step. He asked me to prepare the order, so he's just gonna live at first step. That way he can verify an address.
This is for who? For this morning?
No, this is a gentleman that came in about a week or 2 ago. They should have done this about a week ago because I had sent an email, but I think Brian was out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Do we need a Spanish interpreter? Just checking, because,
Not that I'm aware of.
Not here, Maine, Judge.
all right. With Broward, do we need to call a Spanish interpreter?
No, ma'am, we're good, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
You can hand me
Conti?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Paul Ryan? No response, okay. All right, John Honor? Or is it Honori? How do you say your last name, sir?
Honorary.
Honore, okay. You have an Ada County hold for a felony, $10,000 bond, not for magistrate. You're being magistrated on an Ada County hold out of Colorado. ID theft, 16 counts. Theft between 20 and 100,000. Financial transaction, unauthorized use, 15 counts. criminal possession of a financial device, forgery, money, trespass, auto, criminal possession of ID. It says DOCA, I don't know what that is. DACA. Criminal mischief, $750 and $1,000. Bond is $15,000, not valid out of state. We will extradite the above subject back to Colorado from your state. Please hold and advise of any local charges. Please advise when subject waives or refuses extradition. Okay, so the court finds probable cause. So you're going to be held no bond on the out-of-state hold. We'll see you Tuesday or Thursday in extradition court, sir, at 1 p.m. Thank you. Good luck to you.
So, Judge, does he have a bond?
He has a bond for the out-of-county, but not the out-of-state. Colorado only has a bond of $15,000 if he's in state. Okay? Royette Lestrade.
Yes.
No problem, John.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you have driving while licenses suspended, a habitual $750 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge,
None.
she indicated to me when I spoke to her earlier that she'd like to try to resolve the case today if possible.
It's a felony.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a misdemeanor.
No, I know.
apologize. Judge, I can tell the court she's lived here for 38 years. She has a little bit of money in the bank, about $500. She works as a hairdresser. She does have family members that live here in the area. I know the bond set at $750. I don't know if the court would consider lowering the bond sum for her to try and get out from the $750.
What are you asking for?
Judge, I would ask that she be ROR'd on this case.
State?
Just checking her driving record. Your Honor, I'd ask the court to consider some other supervision. She has, from what I can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prior DWLSs, a prior reckless driving that I believe was broken down from a DUI.
What can she afford in bond?
Judge, she indicated to me that she has about about $500 in cash. I would just ask that the court would consider either RORing or RORing to pretrial release. Again, she works as a hairdresser. She can't make money while she's in custody.
Where does she work as a hairdresser?
Ma'am, where's your shop at, or where do you work at?
I work in Davie at Trademark Salon. I've been there 15 years.
What's your address, ma'am? Where do you live?
173 Southwest 11th Avenue, Hollandale Beach, Florida.
Say
33009.
it again. Say it slower. I'm writing it down.
Oh, I'm sorry. 173 Southwest 11th Avenue, Hollandale Beach, Florida. 33009.
Any apartment number, ma'am?
No, it's a duplex.
How long have you lived there?
September 20th, maybe 5 years.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Here's the thing. You don't show up for court, you might have a no bond hold. If you move, it's up to you to check for your court date if you don't get it and to notify the clerk of court in writing, okay?
Okay, thank you. What does that mean?
That means you're going home.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. George Hopkins.
He's here, man.
Isn't this the gentleman that they said was not a Navy vet or U.S. Army vet?
It's not him.
Okay. Okay, George Hopkins, obstruction of highway. $25 bond. What's his prior history state?
09, burglary of a structure and grand theft, 16-month state prison as a habitual offender. Street solicitation 09, a grand theft in 05. if he wants to resolve it, this state's offer would be time served.
Adjudication, time served, no return.
He wishes to accept the state's offer, Judge.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Your name is George Hopkins, Hopkins.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand, sir, that if you return to 900 West Copans Road in Pompano Beach, that you will be arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And you agree not to return back there?
Yes.
All right, your attorney, Mr. Romero, has indicated you want to give up all your rights to a trial.
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
You under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
How do you want to plead to obstruction of highway? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Feel that pleading no contest is in your best interest?
Yes.
All right, court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea, adjudication, time served, $293 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted, no return to 900 West Copans Road, Pompano Beach, Florida. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Don't come back here and go to that address, sir. Good luck. Alfonso Fernandez Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, you have riding a bike with no light at night. No, not for magistrate. Count 2 is a capious $2,000 bond for possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. Court does find probable cause. What say you?
Judge, this being Mr. Fernandez, unfortunately, from what he advised me, he lost the court notice as far as when he had to show up to court. He lives in Hallandale Beach with his mom, so he's asking the court if you would consider giving him an ROR on count 2.
Going on the internet, you can't lose that.
That's true.
At least it's only October 10th. What's your mailing address, sir?
170 Southwest 10th Avenue, Hallandale Beach, Florida.
All right, sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but here's the thing. You've got to show up for Judge Zeller tomorrow morning at 9:15. Actually, you got to be there at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm writing it down for you. October 3rd.
WW 6150. If you don't show up, sir, you're going to get a no bond hold. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And that was 6160, correct, Judge?
6150. Sharon
6150.
Zeller.
Judge Zeller.
Thank
to
you,
be
sir.
there.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Be there at 8:45.
Terry
a.m.,
Timoth.
right?
Thank you, sir.
He bonded, Judge.
Jose Caraballo.
Mr. Caraballo is at North Broward.
He bonded, Your Honor. Bond been posted.
Thank you. Ricky Simmons.
No problem.
We're keeping you busy today.
Yes, that's a good thing.
I know. Okay, Mr. Simmons, you have a touch or strike battery. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact with the alleged victim with the initials WM. Bond set at $1,000. Probable cause is found. What say you, defense?
Judge, I had an opportunity to speak to him. He indicated that he has no money in the bank right now. He works at a construction company. He said that he's only lived here for about 5 months and he lives out of his car. However, he does have a mailing address through a church, Coral Ridge Church. So he was able to receive notice. I would be asking if the court would consider RORing him or RORing him to pretrial release. Again, he would be able to make any court dates that the court would find, but he does have a job at a construction company at this point and he wants to get back to that.
state?
One moment, Your Honor, I just need to check for out-of-state prior.
Sir, there's no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. You understand?
No. Yes.
Six hit. Oh, hot file alert. That's not good.
What's this address, 5555 North Federal Highway?
Coral Ridge, the big church on U.S. 1.
Is that where you get your mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you live? Are you homeless?
Yes, ma'am.
You live out of your car?
Yes.
Where'd you come from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Do you want to find a place to live?
I came here to live.
I know, but do you want to find a place to live, not live in Florida? Do you want a residence?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. Does he want to go to the CRC maybe?
Judge, I didn't talk to him about that.
Why don't you?
I can't. Sir, there is a program you can go to that will help you kind of get on your feet. They'll help to provide you, give you food, get you kind of stable out there, try to find you a place to live in that. Would you be interested in going to that? What would happen is they would come to the jail and pick you up probably tonight. If the judge were to ROR you, they would pick you up tonight. Like I say, they give you, I think it's a day or two. They feed you. They basically house you. Then they try to help you find I know you have a job, but try to help you find employment, try to help you find housing, things of that nature, help to get you set up if you don't have ID, help you to get ID and stuff like that.
It sounds like a real good plan. Only problem is I have to get to my car. My vehicle is.
Do you know where it's
Your
at?
vehicle is where?
It is on Commercial, across the street, right across the street where they're building a new Publix.
Well, here's the thing. You can go on your own if you want. This is totally voluntary. It doesn't make a difference with what I'm going to do. We're just trying to tell you something that might help you. So, Deputy, if you could write this address down for him. It's 4720 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes. And Henderson is a big development, sir. They have a lot going on there. You want to go, you could write down the Centralized Receiving Center, Deputy.
Okay.
Right when you first turn in. On your right-hand side, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
It's a separate building. You might want to check it out. It's totally voluntary. They have a lot of things they can offer you there, okay?
I'm fine with an ROR, Judge.
All right, sir. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with WM.
Okay.
And no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, sir. Look for your court date in the mail. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anthony Calavrat.
Judge is here, Maine. He declined the service of public defender. He says he has private counsel. Mr. David, what was the last name?
Kabilia.
Kabilia.
Spell it.
David, D-A-V-I-D. Kabilia. I forgot how you spell his last name. It starts with a K. K-A. Kabilia. He's supposed to be in court today. I don't know how to spell his last name. Kabilia. Yeah. He works for actually Green Spoon Martyr. David Kabilia. This, press it.
I have a number, Judge. 305 789 2712.
David?
It's Kubiliun.
Hello, Steve Kabillion.
Hi, David Kabillion. You're on speakerphone. This is Judge Malika calling you from Broward County Magistrate Court. You're being recorded.
Yes, hi, Judge. How are you?
Good. So
Good.
I have a gentleman by the name, he says you represent him, Anton
Calvaret?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I am going to be representing him. That is true.
Okay. So do you
in
want to?
In all honesty, I only know that he's been charged. I haven't, spoken with him. I haven't seen I haven't seen any documentation. I just know that he was charged with burglary. Burglary with armed burglary is I think was a charge that I read.
Yes. So this is what we can do. You can appear by phone, or I can have the public defender call you too, and they could go over the details of what's in the PC affidavit, and you could appear by phone, or we could set this for tomorrow morning, whatever you want.
You know what? Can we sit, because that'll give me a little time to meet with him, and we can set it for tomorrow morning, and I'll come see him this afternoon. I'm in Miami right now, but I could definitely come see him this afternoon, and I could be a little more prepared. And then this way I can maybe get a copy of the arrest affidavit.
Yeah, you can get one in the morning if you want, or, and you can also, you have the availability of speaking to him from the courtroom. There's a phone off to the side. You can talk to him in the morning instead of going over there today.
No. I'm going to go see him today. No, he has a very good relationship with him.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we'll do the bond hearing, I guess.
What time are you going to go over there?
I'm probably going to head over there. I'm going to leave here in about a half an hour. What time? I'm going to. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know how long it'll take you to get here. I'm just thinking of a traffic or something. If for some reason we're still here, I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, then I'll wait and I'll go see him at 4 o'clock then.
Well, we're not going to be there here. Hopefully by then. We were here yesterday.
In other words, but he'll be back in his cell.
Yes.
Okay, and he's being. I'm sorry to bother you with this, but is he being housed in the main jail?
Yes. Did you want to say something, sir? But don't talk about the facts of your case.
Okay, that's.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm here, David. How you doing?
Good, Anton.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna see you in a little bit, or
yes, I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna come see you this afternoon, and we'll reset this for tomorrow morning.
What time is lockdown at the jail?
Prepared.
All right, the lockdown is between 3 and 4, and you got to have your Florida bar card.
Yes, no, I've been in the jail many times, sir.
All right, I didn't know if it was up here. I saw you had a 305 number, so.
No, I have offices in. Thank you so much, Judge. Yeah, no.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll. What time is court tomorrow?
8:30 a.m., but you can come. We're usually here till 10, 10:30, 11.
Okay. All right. So I'll come see him this afternoon, and I'll be in court tomorrow morning, first thing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right.
thank you, David.
They'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Calvin Peterson. I didn't hear you.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, 8:30.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, sir. Calvin Peterson.
Bonded.
You said that so gleefully. William Matos Ortiz.
Mr. Matos, or present me.
Hey, Mr. Ortiz, you have trespassing, unoccupied structure or conveyance. Bond set at $25. You have 2 no bond holds. Court's going to order no return to West Motors at 2740 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes. If you go back there, you'll be arrested. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, you have court tomorrow morning for Judge Merrigan. We'll set your bond at $1 on count 1. Court finds probable cause. Good luck to you, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Kelvin Reyes.
He's here present. Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. Driving while license is suspended. Third or subsequent offense, it's a felony, $750 bond. Count 3 is expired tag, less than 6 months. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, he advised me that his mother will be posting his bond.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. $750 bond. We'll keep the bonds in place. Keith Harden.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, Mr. Harden, good afternoon, sir. You have possession of methamphetamine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possess and or use drug paraphernalia. No bond required, and 3 and 4 are traffic tickets. They're just civil traffic infractions, failure to wear a safety belt, and restriction for window behind the driver. Court does find probable cause. Do you have a mailing address?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Post office box 23880.
Hold on, I'm writing it down. 23.
Sorry.
That's okay.
23880.
Okay.
And that's Fort Lauderdale. 33307.
Okay, State, what's his priors?
I don't see anything local, Your Honor. I don't know if he has priors elsewhere.
All right, sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Here's the thing, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I did. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your court notice is going to go to the P.O. Box 23880. But if you don't get it in the mail, you can look online, you can call the public defender's office, you can come down to any of the courthouses, okay? There's 4 of them. All right, but you got to look for your court date, because if not, if you miss it, you might have a no bond hold.
Okay.
So keep looking, be diligent about it, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Thanks.
Jakar Turner,
Maine.
Maine. Okay, Mr. Turner, you have fraud, use, possess ID of another without consent. That's counts 1, 2, and 3, $1,000 bond each. Count 4 is possession of blank, fictitious, unlawfully issued driver's license, $1,000 bond. Count 5 is driving while license is suspended, habitual, $750 bond. Count 6 is counterfeit, falsely make credit cards, $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, this being Mr. Turner, he's not going to be able to afford a monetary bond, nor his aunt, who he lives with, is going to be able to afford his bond. So we're going to be asking for pretrial release. Basically, he's 30 years old. He's been basically residing in South Florida his whole life, except for 4 years when he went to school at Kentucky State University. Working now, he works for D1 Towing. What he does there is he assists the driver in hooking up vehicles. He lives, like I said, in Miramar with his aunt. She cleans houses for a living. So that's why, from what he advised me, he has no financial resources to post bond. So we're going to be asking for releasing him on pretrial release.
Whose 2018 Jaguar was it?
I was just going to say. There must be some resources, because the other resources to get behind the wheel of that.
Judge, I'm going to advise him not to comment relating to the facts of this case. It's a driving offense. That's one of the facts. I'm going to advise him not to speak about that.
That's fine, I understand. No victim contact with DP. What's his priors? Do you have anything?
Yes.
What do you have?
2015 grand theft, criminal use of personal identification information, unauthorized use or possession of a driver's license or identification card. VOP, a year and a day, state prison. 2015, DWS, habitual offender. VOP, year and a day, state prison. DWS 2015, another one in 2015. 07, attempted burglary of a conveyance and possession of burglary tools. Resisting without violence, 06.
Okay, I'm going to leave all the bonds in place except for count 5. I'll do an ROR on that one. The driving while license is suspended. No victim contact, direct or indirect. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Sean Smith.
Conti.
Aggravated battery, sir, with a firearm. This is actually a change of charge. What's SBI mean, 25 min?
Your Honor, it's an up file. When he first came through, it was aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
Now it's a firearm.
It's more than that. It's with a firearm, I believe, with it's serious bodily injury, but yes, where the firearm was discharged.
So 25-year minimum mandatory?
Yes, that is correct. Your Honor set the bond originally at $50,000. Pretrial release with a GPS monitor, level 1. No victim contact.
I did a level 1?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
No victim contact. No return to the incident location. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Your Honor, I'd be requesting that the court place the same bond and release conditions on him.
Okay, GPS level 1, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons. No victim contact with who?
RS.
RS?
Yes, ma'am. No return to within 1,000 feet of.
Can you give me the address?
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, okay. You were saying it like you were reading it.
I just had to load up Odyssey.
Okay.
It's 1000 South Andrews Avenue in Fort Lauderdale.
That's the library?
Yes, Your Honor. This was, now I recall, you may recall the shooting outside the library.
Yes, I remember. Okay, so there's 4 conditions. GPS, 1, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons, no victim contact, no return, anything else? Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, I know it's a change in charge.
Okay, $50,000 bond. All the conditions I just stated stay in place. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Luvinsky, Acme, you're welcome.
Conti.
All right, Mr. Acme, you have burglary. These are change of charges. Burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed, ×2. Court finds probable cause. You have a hearing tomorrow before Judge Dennis Bailey at 8:30 a.m. What say you, State?
Your Honor set the bonds originally at $10,000 each. You made a finding originally that the emergency state
Was not applicable?
Was not applicable. Now, Your Honor, he's been charged with burglary of a dwelling. I can tell you, reviewing the probable cause affidavit, while the state does not have to prove it, the allegations are clear on their face that the alleged victims were home when this happened. Just reading the first paragraph, one of the victims exited her bedroom, entered the kitchen, and observed Mr. Asame standing in her living room.
Wow.
And it's still a second-degree felony.
And what did I do for bond?
$10,000 each, and I'd ask that the court.
What's the special conditions?
No victim contact with SK, JJ, and SKJJ. No return to 390 Northeast 42nd Street in Oakland Park. Also 271 Northeast 43rd Court.
271 Northeast 33rd Court.
43rd Court in Oakland
43 Court. Okay, where's that? Oakland Park?
Yes, ma'am. And And that was, that involves a no contact with victim with the initials EG.
Okay.
And I believe he's also being held, I'll see if he's still being held. At the time of his first appearance, he had a no bond hold for a VOP, and that is still in place, and that's for a burglary of a structure.
Okay.
Judge, I understand that he's got the no bond hold, but in light of the fact that it was charged as unoccupied as opposed to occupied, I would just ask the court to reduce the bond with regards to counts 1 and 6. Instead of $10,000 each, I would ask for $5,000 each.
Okay, so court's gonna, no victim contact with SK, JJ, EG, no return, sir, to 390 Northeast 42nd Street and 271 Northeast 43rd Court, both in Oakland Park. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. I am going to do a GPS on each count, level 2. $10,000 bond on each one. Court does find probable cause. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. You'll see Judge Bailey tomorrow. Sean Johnston.
Conti, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Johnston, you have a change of charge as well. It says count 3.
Yes.
2, attempted burglary of conveyance unoccupied. You are going before your division judge, Judge Dennis Bailey, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Court finds probable cause. What say you, State?
Your Honor, here's the history of this matter. When he was first arrested, he was released ROR to pretrial. On September 24th of this year, he was arrested for violation of an injunction and criminal mischief. He got $500 bonds on each of those counts, and his pretrial release was revoked on this case, and he was held no bond.
Okay.
Now that has been changed to hold for magistrates based on the change of charge. So
Right, so what are you recommending?
Your Honor, the state's recommendation would be to keep the no bond hold on the violation in place.
We've been through this before, so give me a bond to
my
set.
recommendation, and that's.
No, I know, so I'm not going to do that, so give me a
In light
bond.
of that, Your Honor, considering he committed a new law offense while out on pretrial, and that violation was, that new law offense was violating a court-ordered injunction, I'd be requesting a $7,500 bond on this.
May I say something, Your Honor?
So don't talk about the facts of the case.
Tell him who you are.
I'm sorry?
Did you talk to him
I
already?
have not talked to him, Judge, if I could call real quick.
Sure.
Oh.
Hit the mute button.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go to the main jail. Who do we have?
Mr. Holt, Mr. Travis Holt, come on up, sir. Judge, I believe Mr. Lender, or maybe confinement can shed some light on this. I believe this was already addressed by his judge, Judge Garcia Wood.
On this one?
On this one, from Judge Garcia. The paperwork is already processed, so.
So delete?
Yes, Judge.
When did she put him on? I just want to write it down on this sheet.
The order was signed yesterday. He had to surrender today. So he surrendered and now he's gonna be out on stand.
Okay, no problem. So we'll delete that one, Madam Clerk.
Good trial. Okay. Good luck, sir. But it's going to be probably like 5 hours or something like that.
What do you have left? Call it.
The last gentleman, Judge, he is on your second look felony docket, Mr. Timothy
Did
Dillon.
you get?
I did. I got it, and it has.
Yeah, Judge Lee did that.
But here, Judge, I have a question because I got the docket, and the docket only indicates has 1, 2, 3, 4 people's names on it, but yet the second look docket that I was sent by Miss Leslie Monteith has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's still not matching up. We have more people on the docket that Leslie sent out than the actual docket that I received today. So I'm confused.
That is because, Your Honor, one moment.
That's because there's only 3 felonies.
No,
I don't have
what
4
he's
on
referring
mine.
to, Your Honor,
Let's just do this first. What's your name, sir?
No problem. Timothy Dillon. He's here on a
Let's
felony
do
petty
his and then
theft.
we'll figure that out.
Yes, Judge. He's here on a felony petty theft, $750 bond. He's been in custody since October 14th. He's simply telling me that there's no one that can post his bond. However, he does have an address, and he does live with family. So I'd ask you, this is a case in which he allegedly went into Target. I think the items were recovered, but it was electronics and clothing. So, Judge, I'd ask you to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
this is the defendant that you kept the $750 bond in place because he was released from Florida State Prison August 14th of this year after he was convicted on 4 counts, separate counts of grand theft.
Judge, considering that, we wouldn't be even opposed to level 2. Like I said, right now, it's better for him to be outside with his family than being in here and fighting the allegations. So he'll be monitored on the GPS. But right now, no one can post his bond.
I understand that, and Your Honor, I'll say, I understand Mr. Romero feels it's better for him. I don't know that it's better for local businesses, frankly, with his history.
Oh, okay. I'll do an open schedule GPS. Who's he gonna call? Who are we calling to verify his address?
My father. My father.
Give the phone number.
Timothy Dillon is his name as well. And his phone number is 954-785-6510.
You might want to call him, Mr. Forbarek, and verify that pretrial is going to be calling. All right, sir, today or tomorrow, GPS, open schedule.
Thank you very much.
Sir, no return to that location. You get arrested, you're going to be back here on a no bond hold.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Show up to court. Good luck, sir. Judge, that's it?
Oh, we're going through the names first.
Oh, okay.
So let me take a roll call. That's on our second look.
Which docket do you want to use?
Huh? You do them. Do what? Oh, that's Steele.
Conti.
How prepared are you? Boy, oh boy.
I worked overtime last night, and we were walking out. So funny.
All right, tell me about the orders. Why is it different?
Gloria Pantelis is not on the docket. I know she saw, at least on her state chart, she saw, I believe on both, she saw Judge Levy yesterday for arraignment.
Is there a Gloria Pantelis at North? Hold on one second. At North
I don't
Broward?
even have her on my paperwork.
She's
Oh,
on.
I do. Gloria Pantelis, North Broward.
Yeah.
North Broward. Yep. So.
What happened with her yesterday?
I don't think anything happened, but I can tell you one of her charges is a municipal ordinance. It's loitering for the purpose of prostitution and drug paraphernalia on the state charge.
What happened yesterday in front of Judge Levy?
You're asking me that, ma'am?
Yes.
I didn't go in front of a judge yesterday.
You didn't?
No, I did not. This is the first judge I've seen since I've been here.
All right, maybe
Well, you did when you first got arrested.
I'm sorry. She's supposed to have a hearing tomorrow afternoon in front of Judge Levy.
What say you, Mr. Robert?
Judge, I would ask, in light of the nature of the charges, that she be, I don't know if she's inclined to resolve. Ma'am, do you want to try to resolve these?
I'm not going to resolve it.
I would ask Judge that she be ROR then.
The problem is she's here because she failed to appear on these two cases.
Are these capiouses?
Yes.
May I say something?
Sure, as long as it's not about the facts of the case.
No, ma'am. It had rained really bad, and everything inside my purse had gotten wet and ruined, and I did not have the paperwork. That's why I lost the paperwork for my date and time, and I apologize. That's all I wanted to say.
Looking for the misdemeanor one. When did she fail to appear?
State charge, she failed to appear.
So she appeared didn't 2 separate days?
Well, that's what I'm checking to confirm. On the state charge, it was September 26th. On September 13th on the MO. And the post office was not able to deliver the court notice to the addresses that the court notices were sent to.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to let you go before your division judge. You're going tomorrow afternoon. You can resolve your cases there, okay?
I confirm it is a 1:30 hearing on both cases.
It's 1:30 on both cases tomorrow. You'll be before your division judge. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That one we're going to deny.
All right.
On Gloria Pantelis. Do you have this?
This is Mr.
I know who it is.
I was just.
Where do we?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye. Hold on, we're going to go off for one moment. Come speak to you. We're just checking up on you to make sure no one came from the public defender's office. Did anybody come and speak to you? Any attorney?
I only talked to, I got the message machine on the telephone at the answering machine.
No, she's not talking about here. She's talking about if someone comes to see you at the facility.
What facility are you talking about? The jail? My prison cell? Or?
Yes.
Oh, just a police officer saying I need to come here and talk to you. That's all. The escort, I don't know her name, but she just escorted me and said I needed to talk to you.
All right, so Mr. Forbarek, you need to get someone out there we've been requesting.
No problem, Judge. I'm putting it in my email that I sent out. I'll follow up.
Okay. Thank you. All right, sir, we'll get someone out to see you tomorrow or the next day from the public defender. Good luck to you.
Great, thank you.
Let's delete him. He gets deleted. Mesa, do you want me to sign this or just delete them? You need me to sign this? No. Okay, thank you. All right, John Steele.
Conti, Your Honor. Steele.
Okay, Mr. Steele. Do you have that little sheet back? Thank you.
Your Honor, this is, this is a second look on a failure to re-deliver a hired vehicle. Obviously, I guess, he hasn't posted bond. The issue, from what I can tell, because it looks like when he first came through, I believe it was probably Judge Murphy considered pretrial. On the booking sheet, it shows a Lake Balboa, California address. And on the PC affidavit, it shows an address in New York, New York. So it appears there's just no ties to South Florida.
That's
All right, did you speak to him, Mr. Forbarek? All right, sir, go to your left. Your attorney's going to call you. Sorry.
Were you done with Johnston? From the docket?
No.
Okay.
Judge, if you want to just delete a case, Richard Engel on the misdemeanor, we resolved this morning.
Hold on. Who is it?
Richard Engel, you sentenced him to 7 days.
Resolved and delete him from the docket?
Yes.
Or I sentenced him?
You sentenced him this morning to 7 days.
Okay, delete him from the docket. Do you have that one? Okay. Mr. Forbarek's on the phone, so are these the only two you have?
I got it, and Henderson, Melvin Henderson.
Okay, we'll take him after,
Yeah, no problem.
so quiet this
The two
afternoon.
misdemeanors should be easy to resolve.
You have a plea offer on Clyde?
They're going to be times, well, Clyde Maxey's MO.
Yeah, I know. What do you have?
For an offer?
Yeah.
I can't make an offer, it's an MO.
Oh, that's right.
On Henderson and Moise, though, it's going to be time served on both. Melvin Henderson finished a felony VOP sentence that wrapped up on the 14th.
Okay.
Moise, this is all he's being held on. Moise state sentenced on a felony VOP, so this is the only thing holding him before he can go to state prison.
So adjudication time served?
On for both, yes.
Both persons. Moise only has one charge.
Yes, it's just, yes.
Okay. All right, let's start with Mr. Johnston is waiting there patiently. Okay. $7,500 bond is what they were asking for.
Judge, what he indicated to me.
Can you talk in the mic?
Yeah. Judge, I was just reviewing the notes. He has no money at this time. He's lived here all of his life. He did indicate that he would like to be released on his own recognizance, but he also would like to go to the CRC. So, to help him try to get situated here.
Well, first of all, he still has other holds on him other than this charge. And
what does he have?
He's got $500 for a violation of an injunction in a felony criminal mischief. That was a domestic case. And he's being held no bond on the resisting without violence that was part of this case that was filed as charged.
Why is he being held no bond?
because he was on pretrial and everything.
And he violated it.
Yeah. And, you know, and even if you take that out of it, Your Honor, the fact that not just that he committed a new law offense, but the nature of that offense, of violating a domestic violence injunction.
Judge,
That the judge said a 500, Judge McHugh said, or I don't know, maybe it was Judge Cohen said $500 bond.
I'm not certain which judge did, but whoever did said it at $500 each.
Okay.
Judge, in light of the fact, and I think the state indicated he has a no bond hold, so even if he were to get ROR on this, he wouldn't get out. What I would ask the court to do is set a $1 bond. That way, if he's able to get a bond or get released on the no bond and afford the $500 bond, he could post the $1 extra to get out.
Read me the facts and like a factual basis almost.
I will, Your Honor. While I'm looking that up, though, I would just note, Your Honor already did give him an ROR in this case.
I did? I'm not giving him an ROR.
What I'm saying is he was originally ROR to pretrial in this case.
Eric, all I'm trying to do is figure out a bond.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying why I don't think it should be $1. 1 moment, Judge.
I don't think it's going to be $1.
Okay.
Mr. Forberic said $2 then.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Sir, just hold on. Hold on.
Okay, I'm
So
pulling.
here's
the
a
PC
situation,
affidavit,
even
Judge.
if the judge were to ROR you on this, which she's not inclined to do, but even if she did, you still couldn't get out of jail because you have that no bond hold. So what I'm trying to do is get a low bond so that if you get released, you may be able to afford it, but we also want to make sure you're continuing to get credit time served, because if you're ROR'd and sitting in jail, the judge doesn't have to give you credit time served, you're a division judge. So that's what I'm trying to do. I want to make sure you're getting credit while you're there, but I also want to make sure that we get a bond low enough that you can perhaps bond out if you get those other situations resolved. Okay?
Okay.
I almost just locked the door.
You probably wouldn't like that. Your Honor, the allegations are this is in Coral Springs on September 13th at approximately 8:15 in the morning. The victim parked his vehicle, a 2014 Cadillac, at the gas pump in a parking lot of a Speedway gas station. As he went inside to pay, he was confronted by Mr. Johnston. In the parking lot, Mr. Johnson made a comment to the victim referring to him as Mr. Moneybags and told him to F off. The victim continued inside, and upon returning to his vehicle, he observed the defendant sitting on the trunk of his vehicle. As the victim came closer, the defendant got off the trunk and walked to the driver's side door of the victim's Cadillac and attempted to open the door by pulling on the handle. The victim had locked the door when he went inside, so the attempt to open the door was unsuccessful. The defendant cursed more obscenities and walked away to the west. The victim called the police. Upon police arrival, the victim told the officer what had occurred. He'd be willing to prosecute. Officers in the area, 1 moment, I can see. Another officer observed Mr. Johnson matching the description.
You don't have to get into how they,
I mean,
I
yeah, it
found
goes from
probable
there.
cause, so.
Yes.
All right, $3,500 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Can always go to your division judge. Anybody, who's left at Conti?
We got John Steele and Henderson.
All right, let's bring out John Steele. You spoke to him?
I did, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, on Mr. Steele's case, he does have an address. He lived here from January.
What's his address?
It's 515 Northwest 36th Street.
Hold
Miami,
on, 36th Street.
Miami, Florida.
Any apartment?
There's no apartment to that, correct?
It's 1103.
Okay, apartment 1103. Do you have the zip code? If not, that's okay.
33127.
Judge, that's your business that you lease property at, is that correct?
Right.
It's a lease. So
that is correct.
That's where he does his business. He should be able to receive his mail there.
Yeah, I also have a P.O. box at the UPS store.
He had
on
two
Miami
or
Beach.
three addresses that he gave me, but he said this is the address that's best for him to reach mail at.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's correct?
The California address is my family is my family, and then I go between New York and Florida, and that's why I have a New York driver's license.
The address you gave, he owns the business there, or he runs his business out of there?
It's a lease.
I run the business, and I lease space from them. Yes, I have a lease.
It's a self-storage unit. It just seems a little odd that he can't afford $1,000 bond.
I'm not paying the lease. I have a business partner. So
But how can you get your mail at a storage place?
because they offer both storage and you can rent.
And where do you physically live?
I don't. That's where I receive mail.
Forget about ties to the community just for a moment. What are his priors?
They're dated, Your Honor.
From when?
One moment, I'd have to.
Like 5 years ago, 20 years ago?
I believe more than. I think he had a misdemeanor offense recently in a date of Palm Beach, but the only thing that was serious was more than 5 years. You know?
Okay. How does your client support himself?
Judge, he has his, you own this business, is that correct?
Right, but it's only until recently.
What type of business?
I am a art advisor.
He did indicate, Judge, that he has a cell phone. It's broken in property and it has no charge to it, and so he has no numbers. He said he could have called somebody to have him bond him out, but he has no numbers, so he's unable to.
Last Tuesday at Magistrate, when I was here, the attorney Goldberg, I believe, he called one of the numbers I gave him, and during Magistrate Court, you were wearing red. I remember your hair was tied back, but he said that a certain person was going to bond me out. That person never bonded me out on that Tuesday, and I've been sitting here, and I haven't been able to get any other numbers without a court order. And so I left here assuming that I was going to be bonded out, and I canceled the request for cell phone numbers.
That's the problem, and so he can't charge it. He can't get any numbers out. He said the phone's broken.
I'm going to put him on standard pretrial supervision.
What does that mean?
That means that you can explain it to him.
Sure. You're going to get out of custody. The judge is going to release you. You'll get out sometime, probably today or later tonight. You have to report into the probation office, to your pretrial release officer tomorrow by 3 o'clock. And you'll be out basically on pretrial release. So you'll have to report in a few times by phone.
It's like probation, but it's before you resolve your case.
Okay, okay, I'll be waiting for a court date, and then is this like ankle monitor?
Starts tomorrow.
Okay.
You got to report in tomorrow, and basically you got to report in by phone, maybe a couple times per week, and then once a month probably you have to go in there and report to pretrial.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know.
I was going to give him the option. Okay. I know that you're not here normally, but you might hear me if you're at the main jail or wherever. I give him the option. He can call in twice a week, report once a month in person.
Okay.
Or he can call in every day. He's going to have to find a way if he doesn't have a phone, but he doesn't have to report in person. And I give people that option because a lot of times it's a hardship for them to come. It could be a couple hours. It could be 5 minutes, but it's easy just to call and leave a message, and I'm checking in.
Which do you
So I'm being given the option?
Yes, but you have to tell me which one you pick now.
Okay. I think I prefer.
If you don't show up, or you're late or something, and they're closed, you're gonna have a no bond hold.
So I should do. So I should call every day. I mean, I'm willing to do that, but if you.
Call in 7 days.
Or. Okay.
Call in twice a week. You're going to have to remember, or call in, and report one time a month in person, which one you want.
So I'll do the 2 weeks and report in person.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Call 2 times a week. Report one time a month in person. No reporting after court.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is they make you show up after court as well. So I'm not going to make you do that, okay?
Okay.
You can report the same day as your court date, but you don't have to report after court. Okay?
Okay, I understand.
You have to report within 24 hours of your release. So if you get out tonight at 3 p.m., you're going to have to go by the main jail is where it is. Okay?
I have to report in person.
In person.
At the beginning, okay, and then.
And you have to report in person once a month.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is that it?
Hi, John.
Who's this?
That's Melvin Henderson.
Okay, Mr. Henderson. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Henderson. You're finished with your other case?
Yes, I am.
Want an adjudication time served on the petty theft and unlawful use of false name ID?
Yes.
293 in court costs?
Yes.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, and you're not under the influence of anything?
No, I'm not.
You understand what's going on here today?
Yes.
All right, adjudication time served on each one. 293 in court costs on count 1. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. If you don't pay it, sir, you're going to get a $25 late fee. It'll affect your credit. Your license will get suspended. So if you make partial payments, over 6 months, you won't have an issue, okay? Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Emmanuel Moisey.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing, Your Honor?
Good. Where are you?
Paul Ryan.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Moisey, you're going to Florida State Prison?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, we have a resisting an officer obstructing without violence charge. Would you like to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how do you want to plead to resisting an officer without violence? Guilty, not guilty, no contest. And you're doing this freely and voluntarily? No one's forcing you to do this? You under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea. Adjudication time served. 293 in court costs. We'll convert it to a civil lien except for the $50 cost of prosecution. I'll give you 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
All right, ma'am.
All right, Clyde Maxey. Does anybody know what this charge is?
Your Honor, yes, I do. If I may, as a friend of the court, I just was speaking with Mr. McLawrence. This is a panhandling.
You shouldn't have called him. He's on vacation. We have someone else to call.
I know, and here's the situation. This is for a panhandling of municipal ordinance. Mr. Maxey has been state sentenced on a violation of probation. I don't believe, Mr. McLawrence does not believe he's been appointed, so he said if you want to call him, that's fine. If Mr. Maxey wants to just resolve the case and forego counsel, he doesn't think
Are you going to Florida State Prison?
Yes, ma'am.
How long?
I got a year and a day.
All right, so if you want, we can do an adjudication time served. This is for panhandling?
Yes, ma'am.
On your panhandling case, case number 189835MO10A, we can do a couple. I can adjudicate your time, serve you $78 in court costs. I could convert that to a civil lien, which means it'll just be a judgment against you, and you pay it when you pay it. Okay?
Okay.
But here's the thing. You do have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you want to waive your right to an attorney, we can go forward. If you don't want to waive your right to an attorney, I can call one on the phone. It's up to you.
I'd rather get it over with so I can get
All
my
right,
time.
so how do you want to plead to panhandling a municipal ordinance violation? Guilty, not guilty? No contest? Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
Years and years ago.
All right,
Depression.
does that affect your ability to understand what's going on here today?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you want to waive your right to an attorney as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, adjudication time served, $78 converted to a civil lien. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. All right, who's left at Paul Ryan? We did that, gentlemen. Okay.
Ma'am.
Thank you. Nobody left at North Broward. We're all done? Are we finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Timothy Dillon.
We handled that.
What happened with it?
Judge, I called his dad. I left a message for him indicating that when pretrial calls to make sure that he
Oh, that's GPS open schedule?
correct, that he either answers.
Did you
or
get that
responds.
number, Ms. Patrice? You did? Okay, thank you. All right, perfect. All right, court's in recess till tomorrow.